I know you guys won't believe it, but when I came here to Romania, I came hungry. But I'm talking a spiritual hungry. I've known Brian now for a little over 20 years, ever since we were kids. And to see how the Lord is using him here and how he's just establishing so much here in Arad. It made me want to come visit as soon as I could, but I just kept pushing it back. And now that I'm here, I'm upset with myself that I didn't come sooner. The way the Lord is using each and every single one of you, the way He is establishing and such a love and a zeal on your heart, it's contagious. Yeah. Not just here in Romania, but across the sea in America. And I want to say thank you guys so much because recently, my wife was pregnant. And everything was going great. Every doctor's appointment, it was baby's good. And right around the 28-week mark, she goes in for an appointment. Doctors start, moving around the ultrasound tech, and they said, no, "Don't worry, don't be scared." And after a couple more moments, they said it looks to seem that he stopped growing. They said they don't know what it is. They're going to try to look more into it. So they sent us home. And the first thing that came to mind is not to try to find another doctor. A fost să mă pun în genunchi și să mă rog. Și m-am rugat și am zis, Doamne, nu știu de ce se întâmplă asta. Nu știu, maybe că am făcut ceva. Iartă-mă că vreau să țin copilașul ăsta în mâinile mele. So, the next thing I did was I called Brian here in Arad. And I said, I know you guys are prayer warriors. And I know that I may worry, but God's in control. Amen. And right away, Brian said, don't even worry about it, we're on it. Then the next day we go back to the doctors. They looked again and they said, hey, baby's back, he's good. We go back home, a couple more days pass, and then we go back on that next Monday. And again, they said, hey, we don't know what's happening. And then I really got worried because I was doubting. And then the doctor said, hey, we're going to have to keep your wife in the hospital until she gives birth, which would have been over 2-3 months. And obviously, I have to go to work. We have 3 other kids. And we said, okay, Dumnezeu să poartă de grijă. We're gonna do, facem ce putem noi. And she stayed, and after about 4 or 5 days being in the hospital, she calls me. It was a Sunday after church. I remember I was taking a nap. And she calls me and she's like, hey, they're prepping me to do a C-section. And I remember I thought she was kidding. She was joking. And am fost tot adormit. I remember I jumped off the couch and I got in the car and I made a 15-minute drive in 6 minutes. And as soon as I got there and I parked the car and I ran upstairs, they had already took the baby out, and as I'm walking into the room, they're wheeling out my son. And he was born 800 de grame, yeah? Și așa de micuț a fost, într-o mână am putut să-l țin. Dar o plâns și a fost în viață. Stayed in the incubator or in the NICU, the intensive care, for exactly 60 days. And on the 60th day, we weren't even expecting it. Doctor's like, hey, he's ready to go home. He gave us some papers and he said, sign here. This is what needs to happen. If this happens and this, and he kind of gave us a run over. And he handed this little baby to us and said, go raise him. Wow. And now he's over 7.5 pounds now. Și acum bea lapte așa gras ca mine. Am vrut să vin aici și să vă mulțumesc că v-ați rugat pentru copilașul meu și pentru familia noastră. Prin asta ne-a întărit Dumnezeu. Ne-a întărit și legătura cu nevasta mea. A fost foarte greu că tot ea a fost stresată, eu am fost stresat și am văzut cum vrășmașul a vrut să se bagă în casa noastră, să ne certăm totdeauna. Și acum înțeleg, eu cred că asta s-a întâmplat să fim mai întăriți în Dumnezeu.